Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to Christmas in Arkham 2024. Unfortunately, we've had a disastrous campaign this year, and Yog-Sothoth managed to get the drop on us in both Eldritch Horror and 2nd Edition, so Yog-Sothoth has mathematically won this year's Christmas in Arkham campaign. So now we're here to see if we can salvage a disaster in Elder Sign. Once again, you can see that I'm at my desk today, as I do have a module in TTS that we'll be using to stream this. So we'll be using the Elder Sign Complete stream. First up, let's go ahead and meet our Ancient One first. That is Yog-Sothoth. Special ability is the key and the gate. We'll talk a little bit about more about the monster tasks, about the battle task, and the attack later, if they become relevant. But what is relevant right now is Yog-Sothoth's special ability, the key, and the gate, along with the Doom track. When an investigator suffers the penalties of an Otherworld card, that card is returned to the box and is not used for the rest of the game. If the Otherworld deck becomes depleted, Yog-Sothoth awakens. That's called a problem. We need 12 Elder Signs to seal him away, and we gain needs 10 Doom to awaken. We gain Elder Signs at 3. Let's see, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 3, 6, 8, and 9. So we do need to keep that under control if we can. Again, we'll talk about the battle task and the attack later, but we need to meet our investigators first. First up, we have Agnes's replacement, Diana Stanley, the Redeemed Cultist. Maximums are 4 sanity and 6 stamina. Of course, Diana and the next two investigators will both be starting down 1 and 1 from their maximums, because they were in to see the loss to Yog-Sothoth in 2nd Edition. Her special ability is Dark Insight. Each time Diana defeats a monster, she gains a clue token at the end of the resolution phase. She starts off with a spell and a clue. The spell she's got is Markings of Isis, which we can use to lock a die. And then we've got her clue token here that we can spend to reroll any number of her dice. Next investigator up is Jenny Barnes the Dilettante. 6 and 4, unlike Diana's 4 and 6. And of course, Jenny starts down 1 and 1. Her special ability is Trust Fund. At the start of her resolution phase, Jenny may discard 1 common item, clue token, or spell to add the yellow and red dice to her dice pool. Her starting items are the rifle, which gives her the yellow die, and the spell, Red Sign of Shudemel, giving her an ability to lock a die for later use. That's it for Jenny. Next up, we have Carolyn Fern, the Psychologist. Her special ability, also she starts at 6 and 4, just like Jenny. Her special ability is Psychology. Once per day at the start of any player's turn, Carolyn may cause any one investigator of her choice, including herself, to regain 1 sanity, because of course Carolyn is the Psychologist. She starts off with a common item, Dynamite, to give her the red die, and a unique item, Lamp of Alhazred, which turns out to give her the red die. Now, since poor Trish got devoured in Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, and the Otherworld deck has the potential to create a lot of problems for us, we need ways to mitigate the problems that the Otherworld deck is going to cause for us. And I'm just checking on my phone real quick in case you're wondering what I'm doing here. All right. So given the problems that we have potentially coming out of the Otherworld deck, I'm hoping this investigator will be a hard counter for that. That investigator is Gloria Goldberg, the author. 6 sanity, 4 stamina. She starts with her maxes because she didn't see the loss in 2nd Edition. Her special ability is Psychic Sensitivity. While attempting to resolve an Otherworld card, Gloria may add the yellow and red dice to her dice pool for free. Remember, we need to be able to complete those in one shot. Nobody's going to be able to help with those. So being able to mitigate the problems from the Otherworld deck is going to be very welcome. Especially since, well, we have 18 Otherworld adventures, so Yog-Sothoth probably isn't going to wake up that way, but I'd rather head off problems if I can. But let's take a look at our adventures, and then we can get to our first Doom. We've got the Wicked Old Man for 3, as a trophy value of 3. We'll talk about flavor text when we actually clear them out. On a terror effect, what that means is if you roll the terror die, well, let me zoom in on this, but that's the icon that we're looking for in terms of the terror effect. So if we roll that and we're not able to clear something, the terror effect goes off. Anyway, coming back to this, we need an investigation, a lore, and a terror, and then 3 and a terror. Success in the white to the left gives us 2 clues and an elder sign. Failing gets us cursed, and that's going to be very problematic. Next adventure we've got is Stay Away from the Windows. We need 8 investigation and then 2 skulls. Success gets us 2 elder signs. Failing loses his sanity, 2 health, and advances doom by 1. So we want to be very careful on that. Next up is Gate to Elsewhere with a trophy value of 2. Stay Away from the Windows also has a trophy value of 2. We need an instance of 1 lore, then 2. Clearing it gets us 2 clues and another world adventure. Failing advances doom by 1. One thing to note here, and I'll zoom in so I can point this out. The 1 lore task is surrounded by a silver border. What that means is when we need to draw a monster out, we can put it there, so we need to be very careful about that. Then moving over to the True History with a trophy value of 2, we need 3 investigation, a lore, and somebody to lose a sanity. Then we need 2 lore and somebody to lose a sanity. Succeeding gets us an elder sign, 2 clues, and a spell. Failing advances doom by 1. And then we've got Ominous Portents for 2, as a trophy value of 2. At midnight, each investigator becomes cursed. Somebody needs to lose 2 sanity, and then we need 3 lore. Clearing it gets us an elder sign, a clue, and the investigator's blessed. Failing gets us cursed. We need that at midnight to not go off. And then the writing on the wall. Terror effect, discard 1 trophy of your choice. There's a space for a monster to go there, and then we also need a lore, a peril, and 5 investigation. That's what the skull is officially called. And with that, let's go through the entrance as well. So this is a little bit different using unseen forces. First up, we have the chapel, which is where everybody starts. Spend 8 trophies to choose an investigator to become blessed. If that investigator is already blessed, she instead gains choice of one of the following: a clue token, common item, unique item, or spell. Then we've got the souvenir shop. Buy up to 2 items. 1 trophy for a clue, 2 trophies for a common item, 3 for a unique item, 4 for a spell, 5 for an ally. Lost and Found lets us roll up to 3 green dice and consult the following chart for each die result. On an investigation, lose either a sanity or a stamina. Lore gets us a clue token, peril gets us a common item, terror gets us a spell. Then the first aid station. We can choose 1 treatment from the list below. Heal either 1 sanity or stamina for free. Pay 2 trophies to fully regain either. Pay 4 trophies to fully heal. So that's what we're looking at there at the entrance. We've got the red, yellow, white, and black dice. I'll explain how each of those become relevant. I'll explain how we use each of those when they do become relevant. We're all set with that. So let's go up to our first Mythos card, which is the Stars Align. Add 1 Doom token to the Doom track. That's already 1 Doom on Yog-Sothoth. Amid the Stillness. There's no lingering effect for today. And on that note, I think we're all set to go, so let's go to Diana's turn first. Let's see. Given that I don't want this Ominous Portents to go off, I think that's where we'll have Diana start. She does have a clue for some mitigation. So, we've also got the Markings of Isis that we could use for later. So, with that, let's go ahead and roll these dice. Basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to match the tasks on there. Alright, so Diana will lose 2 sanity. That'll bring her down to 1, which could be a problem, but I'll plan on having Carolyn heal her on her next turn. Fortunately, I don't think... Nope, the loss won't get her cursed, but we do need to keep an eye on that. With that, let's go ahead and give these another roll and see what happens. Okay, so we have to set aside a die. I will set aside that. Then I'll focus a lore on Diana, and I'll use her Markings of Isis, which somehow I lost a die in there. I was trying to bring that up to... I think it fell through the table. Alright, well, that's not that hard to fix. We'll bring that up to Diana, up to Markings of Isis, and that is going to be a lore. So now we got it. No. That's not what I'm trying to get to. There we go. Trying to get that to being a lore. Alright, so now we need one more lore and 3 dice. There we go. Which means we'll take the die we put there, the one we focused on Diana, and the one we locked on Markings of Isis. Markings of Isis is now gone. So we'll make a discard pile. Oh, looks like it brought me another. Looks like it brought the die back. Okay. Alright, so that'll work out. This die can go away then. I'll set that off out of the way, and then we'll bring these two back over, and we're all done. So Diana moves back to the chapel, and now we get the flavor text on ominous portents. Looking out across the museum grounds, my blood turned to ice as I saw an entire flock of crows laying dead on the ground. Diana will get that as a trophy value of 2. We need somewhere to put these. She will get... What else will she get? She'll get our first Elder Sign. Right, Elder Sign bag. And we did use her clue to reroll, but I'll just have her keep the clue. And Diana becomes blessed. So this will make the white die relevant for Diana, because now the white die will essentially function as an extra green die, is how that will work out. Then we need a new museum adventure, which in this case is the loading docks for a trophy value of 1. Discard all dice showing terror results on a terror roll. We need a peril, then a peril, and 3 investigation. So that's what we're looking at there. And then that will end Diana's turn. Hold on. Let's make sure we're at 3 o'clock. But we are at 3, but we should be to Jenny, not Gloria. I want to see how this is looping. Okay, so I don't like how that's working. I thought it was going to go... I was expecting it to go from left to right, but it's not working how I want it to. So I think in order to get that to work properly, I've got to switch everything. So hold on a second while I do that. All right. So I want Gloria to go there. Dynamite should go with Carolyn. And Diana will come up here. Okay, so let's check that one more time. So without advancing the clock. Actually, let's advance it. Let's get it back to... There we go. Okay, so we want to be 3 o'clock. So we're going to test this. End turn, Jenny... Carolyn. Oh, shoot, I forgot. Okay, Diana. So that's where we should be. Okay, now that we've got that straight, now we're 3 o'clock to Jenny, which is where we want to be. Perfect. Sorry for the delay there. I'm still kind of learning the module. So now what do I want Jenny to do? Well, we got rid of the most dangerous one. So I think with that in mind... I think 2 Elder Signs is probably a good thing for us to go get. So let's have Jenny try her hand at going up to stay away from the windows. Then I'll have Jenny pitch the rifle to give her... Actually, let's make discard piles down here. So we'll pitch the rifle to give her the red and yellow dice. And then we'll have Jenny roll all of that. Remember, we need 8 investigation and 2 peril. Let's see. Well, it's an ugly way to get 8 investigation, but... And I don't want to really do it on 4 dice if I can avoid it. But I think we have to take the 8 investigation here. So 2... 5... 7... and 8. It's ugly, but I've got to take wins where I can get them. And then Jenny will roll. That was ugly. We'll clear... Let's put that die off to the side. And then we'll roll the rest of them. Does this die have a... I don't know if the... I don't think the yellow die has a skull on it. I wish I could tell... Yes, it does have a skull on it. Alright, well, we're going to discard the green die. And then the red die technically has 2 hits because the wild card can be used for anything. Which that is not. So unfortunately, Jenny does fail at that. Which costs her a sanity... Which is going to cost her sanity, 2 stamina, which will bring her down to 1. That's a problem. And we advance Doom by 1. That was not what I had in mind at all. We do have a skull, though, that I'll lock on. We do have a skull that I'll lock... Come on! Knock it off. I'm not trying to bring it... Confound it all. Alright, let's move it this way then. There we go. So now we need to get this over to a skull. There we go. No. Just leave it like that. Alright, so we are up to 2 Doom on the... We're up to 2 Doom on Yog-Sothoth, and that will end the turn. That'll bring us to 9 o'clock, over to Carolyn. I think Carolyn... We need those 2 Elder Signs, so I think we are going to send Carolyn up to stay away from the windows. She's got Jenny there to help as well, who's also got a skull there. Should have a skull, anyway. All set to go. There we go. Alright. I can toss one of her items to get her the red die if I need it, but let's see what happens here first. Yikes. Alright, well, we'll discard one of those. We probably are going to need the red die here sooner rather than later. Yikes. Alright, so we'll set that aside. Actually, you know what? I'm an idiot. We'll keep one of these dice, and then we'll use the skull that Jenny locked on her red sign of Should a Mel. I said we'll use the skull that we locked on Jenny's red sign of Should a Mel earlier to clear that. And then we'll toss Carolyn's dynamite to give her the red die, because now I think we are going to need it. Because we need to get 8 research. Let's see what we can do with that. Gross. Now we roll the 2 skulls naturally. So we'll set aside a die. Are you kidding me? Set that aside. And we only roll 3 investigations, so we can't even clear this, which costs us, yikes, which costs us another sanity. Oh, I almost forgot at the start of Carolyn's turn. We'll deal with that in a minute, though. That'll cost her sanity, 2 stamina, putting her down to 1, advancing Doom by 1, and then we have to draw a monster. Ithica Cultist. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We do have to put that over Gate to Elsewhere, though. That's going to add Doom if we don't clear that. So that'll bring us to 9 o'clock, over to Gloria. And unfortunately, I think at the very least, we are going to need to go clear that. So I'll send Gloria up to Gate to Elsewhere. So we've got options here. We can use either a Peril or a Terror to clear the Ithica Cultist out. We also need 2 lore to clear that. Whoops, hang on. Was tabbed into OBS as I was starting to move down. Gloria. Let's look at what Gloria's got here. Discard instead of losing a sanity. All right, so at the start of so first order of business is at the start of Gloria's turn, Carolyn's going to use her psychology to cause Diana to regain a sanity. That way she's at 2. Because Diana had to sacrifice 2 sanity in order to make sure that Ominous Portents didn't go off. Gloria's got a lock in case we need that, but let's see what we roll here. First order of business is going to be that Ithic Occultist needs to F off right now, because I don't feel like putting a Doom token on the track every midnight. That would make for a very short game. Now we need 2 investigation, or 2 lore. Which we almost had it if that last skull didn't fall over. We'll set the 2 aside and then I'll focus the lore on Gloria. Alright, let's see what we get here. That'll work. So we'll take the lore up to... We'll take the lore and then use the one that we focused on Gloria to clear that out. Gloria will get 2 clues. And we'll get our first Otherworld adventure. Ooh, we get the Abyss. So Gloria gets that as a monster trophy. As we'll bring that up here. With a trophy value of 1. No flavor text on that, right? Okay, yep, trophy value of 1. She also gets the adventure. Let's see. At first, the portrait's colors simply seemed deeper and richer. But soon it was apparent that the facade had become a reality and the canvas had been replaced by a doorway. So Gloria now has a trophy value of 3. And then we need a new museum adventure. Blood on the Floor. This one is an ordered task, as you can see by the arrow. We need 2 investigation, then 3, then terror and peril. Succeeding gets us a clue, a common item, and an elder sign. Failing loses 1 and 1. Alright, and it is midnight, so we need... Do we have any at midnights out? I think the only at midnight we had, we stopped. We'll go through the Abyss in a second, but first we need a new Mythos card. So it's either a fresh start to discard all adventure cards, otherworld cards, and monster markers, then place 6 new adventure cards in the play area, or needed aid. Each investigator gains a unique item. Well, I think we're just going to have each investigator gain a unique item. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So first up, Diana's unique item is going to the Stygian Eye. After any investigator rolls dice, discard this card and lose 2 sanity to change a die to a result of your choice. I'll only feel comfortable about using that once I get Diana's sanity up a little bit more. As for Jenny, she will have an Ancient Tablet, which just gives her a plus red die. Then for Carolyn, an Enchanted Arrow. After an investigator rolls dice, discard to defeat a monster. If it has a lore requirement, also draw 1 spell. So that could be very useful. As for Gloria, she will find Powder of Ibn Ghazi, which gives her the red die. Okay, that's not totally garbage, only mostly garbage. So looking at the Abyss now, we need a Peril and a Terror, and a monster could go there. Then 2 lore and a Peril, but that's not an ordered task. Succeeding gets us 2 Elder Signs, a spell, and a unique item. Failing loses 2 sanity and a stamina, and because of Yog-Sothoth, that returns it to the box, which we'll find some out of the way area to put that in. So we do need to be very careful, but that sounds like Gloria's turn. Yep. Alright, so Diana up first. At the start of her turn, Carolyn's psychology will kick in, and Diana will regain 1 sanity to bring her up to 3. Right. So where do we want to send Diana? Let's send her up to stay away from the windows. Just so you have something. She doesn't have anything she can discard, but she does have a clue for a reroll. Plus, she's got Jenny and Carolyn there as well to help her out. So Diana gets the white die, and she will roll dice. The white die, as I mentioned, functions effectively as an extra... what's the word I want? As an extra white die. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to spend the clue. We'll put the white die along with the green dice totaling 7 investigation. So we'll spend the clue. This way I can preserve having one of the tasks. I can potentially clear one of them depending on what I roll on the reroll. Okay, that's actually even better. So I'll take the 3-3-2. I think this kind of hurt us a little bit on the last adventure. Right, so that'll be the 8 that we need to clear the 8 investigation. So now we need 2 peril. And we've got Jenny, Carolyn, and Diana all there that we can focus on if we need to. Which, we can't even do that. So we'll set a red die aside. Let me make sure. Yep, okay. Wanted to make sure the white die had a skull on it. Oh, come on. Now I can't roll a skull to save my life. Well, actually, I could... After any investigator rolls dice, I could discard and lose 2 sanity to change a result. So I just need 1 skull, and I might have to use the Stygian eye here. Oy vey. So Diana discards Blessed, which is very annoying. And now I can't even use the Stygian eye again. She loses a sanity to health. And we advance Doom again. So we're already up to 4 Doom, and things are not going well for us at all. And I just tabbed over again. Jeez. So we're 3 o'clock to Jenny, huh? Well, do I feel like trying to chase the... Well, these 2 Elder Signs are very, very good. The question is, do I feel like chasing them? And unfortunately, I think the answer is yes, but I don't think with Jenny. I think Jenny will move over to Wicked Old Man. She's got the Ancient Tablet that I can toss for a red die if I think I need it, and knowing how I'm rolling today, I probably will. So let's see what Jenny can do up here. Let's see, that is 3 investigation and a terror. So we keep the terror result at bay, which means now we need 1 investigation, a lore, and a terror. There's a terror, so Jenny loses 1 and 1, which, oh. Damn it. Well, that gets Jenny... Actually, yeah, that gets Jenny devoured. Wow. It's been a year of the campaign, folks. So that puts another Doom on Yog-Sothoth, putting him up to 5. Jenny goes away. Because Jenny only had 1 stamina left. And then we get an epitaph for Jenny. So let's see what she's got. I'll put the epitaphs over here. Her epitaph is, "Death is not the end. Suddenly, our friend's corpse shuddered. Tentacles exploded from the body, grasping for purchase. A monster appears. Each surviving investigator loses 1 sanity." Well, let's get a monster out. That's the ghost. Fantastic. Trophy value of 1. 4, well, we have to put it over the Abyss. So we need 4 research, an investigator to lose his sanity, and the yellow die gets locked. That's great. And then we'll get a new investigator in the Mythos phase. So that'll bring us over to 9 o'clock to Carolyn. Oh, we need to put a Doom on Yog-Sothoth as well, which is going to be 6. And we get another monster. Isn't that fantastic? Now we get a wolf pack. Research, lore, and a midnight effect. At midnight, a monster appears. Oh, isn't this just going swimmingly? It's got to go over the top of writing on the wall. And I think that's where Carolyn's got to go to try to clear this out. I at least want to be able to stop the wolf pack from coming out. And I can toss the red die if I need to. The terror effect doesn't do much to us either, because Carolyn doesn't have any trophies right now. So let's see what Carolyn can do with this. Jeez. So the terror effect goes off, but Carolyn doesn't have a trophy to discard. She will discard a green die, then we'll toss the Lamp of Alhazred to give her a red die. Things are just going completely pear-shaped on us, to put it mildly, folks. Let's see how this roll goes. Another one. Discard a green die. Can we... Okay, we can actually clear something. So we actually can clear the monster out. So I'll use the 2 investigation and the peril. But unfortunately, I don't think we can clear the... We can't clear the adventure. So Carolyn is going to have to fail that, which will put another Doom on Yog-Sothoth. As if we didn't have enough problems. But Carolyn does at least get the wolf pack as a trophy, which means we will stop the... Which means we will stop the Doom at least from... We will at least stop a monster from appearing at midnight. So that's 9 o'clock over to Gloria. And I think, given our current situation, do we try for the Abyss? I think the answer here... Can Gloria survive a fail of the Abyss? Yes, she could. So I think that's what we'll do. We've got to get something going on here. Let's see. Gloria's still down here at the chapel, so she will go to the Abyss. As for her special ability, she'll get the red die for free. The yellow die is unfortunately locked. We may try to get the ghost to at least bite it, but let's see what our roll is here. Let's see. Well, I like our ability to be able to roll investigation more easily, so we'll take the 2 lore and the peril, and we'll clear that out. We now need 4 investigation, and Gloria loses a sanity, so let's see what our roll is here. That'll do. So that's a total of 6. We'll take the 4 investigation exactly. Gloria will lose a sanity. But we have cleared the Abyss. In the darkness between worlds, between dimensions, it was there that my quest nearly ended. Horrid things of nightmare clutched at me, unseen since they, thankfully, shied away from my lantern. Well, fortunately, the ghost shied away from Gloria's lantern. We'll take a look at the flavor text there in a second. The room grew cold suddenly, and I knew that another presence was there with me. So now Gloria is suddenly up to a trophy value of 6. Because the Abyss is another 2 as well. So Gloria moves back to the chapel. Alright. And then it is the end of Gloria's turn. It is midnight, so now we resolve all midnights. We've managed to hold all of our midnights at bay. So let's see what our next Mythos card is. We either close the Lost and Found and Chapel entrances for the rest of the game, or add a doom token to the doom track, then a monster appears. Ugh. So that loses us 2 of our locations, Lost and Found and the Chapel. Or we add a doom token to the doom track, which would bring up 2 monsters. Jeez. As if things couldn't go much more catastrophically. We're trying to salvage a mess here, and Yog-Sothoth is just like, yeah, no, you're not salvaging anything from this. Well, if we put the Doom up, this is probably going to turn into a pretty short video. I mean, this is going to be a short video anyway, let's face it. But... I think the lesser of 2 evils is we close the Lost and Found and the Chapel. So presumably our base of operations will now probably be the first aid station, I guess. So we've got to close the Lost and Found and the Chapel for the remainder of the game. And there's no way I'll do this. We'll put my notes again in the YouTube chat. So anything you see from me in chat, if you're watching this on the recap or even live, is me making notes of things I need to remember for the game. So Lost and Found and the Chapel are closed. Gross, gross, gross. Okay, so now we need a new investigator. Losing Jenny hurt. So let's go... Well, let's look at who we've got for investigators, because with Elder Sign, anybody's available to us. So let's see. Could discard something and put an Otherworld card in play, which with Yog-Sothoth we'd have to be very careful with that. Preston, when he gains a common or unique item, he may regain either 1 or 1. Father Mateo. That's probably going to be ignoring entry effects. Carson. Okay. Calvin. And Agatha. Maybe on Safina. Let's see who else we've got here. Let's see, Daisy. Chat, if you guys are, if anybody's watching this live, feel free to weigh in if you've got any recommendations on who I should bring in to replace Jenny. The only investigators that are off limits are Agnes and Trish because she got devoured in Arkham 2nd Edition. Well, the way we're rolling terrors, George would not be somebody terrible to bring in. Okay. That's another way to mitigate other worlds. That would just give us clues when we resolve Mythos cards. When attempting an adventure with a monster, Zoe can change a die. That's tempting. Attempting an adventure with a monster. You know what? I think we're going to bring Wendy in. We're going to bring Wendy Adams, the urchin. 7 sanity, 3 stamina. Her special ability is Blessed Child. Once per roll during her turn, Wendy may spend 1 sanity to turn a die showing a terror result to a result of her choice. Alright, so we'll get her sanity. And we'll pull 3 singles. Let's see, I think the button... Okay, yeah, so we have to recall the Omens of Ice. There's somewhere that we can pull... There's somewhere we can pull investigators from is my question. Now I've got to look for that. Not there. Is there something behind the curtain, maybe? No. Okay, that I really don't like. Let's see, rule books. Okay, not there. Let me zoom out just a touch. We've got the current investigators. Actually, I wonder if I can change. No. Let's see, Omens of the Deep. Let me see something. Oh, it looks like... Okay. I just found it. They're in the... Looks like they're in the box. So, Wendy Adams. There we go. Alright, so she moves over to the chapel with Gloria. Okay. Still very much... Oh, for crying out loud. And it's choppy, I see. Wonderful. Delightful. And I don't think I have anything... My laptop... Wow, my upload speed is such crap. That's not good at all. I'm gonna have to figure out how I can improve my upload speed. Let's see, I've got Hardline. Let me see if I can close out of Edge. Maybe that'll help out. Okay, seems like that helped, but we're back to Diana having a huge... We're back to having a huge problem, basically. I think I am going to have Carolyn use her psychology to heal Diana for a sanity. Then... We've got a disaster on our hands that we need to try to salvage here. But... question is, what do we even do at this point? Because we're already up to 7 doom on Yog-Sothoth. Jenny's out. Oh, we need 2 elder signs from when Gloria cleared the abyss. That's right. So 1 and 2. Oh, also, YouTube isn't responding. That's fun. Okay, looks like it's working fine now. I'll close out of that. Sorry for the experience. I know it got a little bit choppy there in the middle of things. Let's see. What do I want Diana to do here, even? We still need... We need 9 more Elder Signs. We're not in a great spot right now. We just had Carolyn heal her, so I think we are... I think we're... Let's move her over to Blood on the Floor. We'll see if we have a little better luck with that adventure. Theoretically, that should only take 4 dice, but the way we're rolling, we're probably going to do crappy. So first up, we need 2 investigation. Well, we get 3, so we can use that. Now we need 3 investigation. Okay, that'll work. Now we need a peril and a terror, and we've got 3 shots to get it. Well, we do have mitigation, but I'd rather not use it on this. But let's see. Ay, ay, ay. All right, discard the 1. Okay, discard the 3. We'll focus the skull. I said we'll focus the skull. There we go. And then we'll re-roll our last die, which we're probably going to have to use the Stygian Eye on. Yeah. So Diana's going to pay 2 sanity and discard the Stygian Eye. Basically, just so we're pretending like, hey, look at this. We got a snowball's chance in hell of actually pulling this off. All right, so we'll change that to a terror. And then using the skull I focused on Diana, she'll clear that. Which means she gets a clue. A common item, which will be a bullwhip to give her a plus yellow die. And our 4th Elder Sign. To which I'm at the point of saying, la-di frickin' da. Blood on the Floor. The dark pool on the marble tiles chilled me to the bone. Then I heard the scraping noise. So that'll bring Diana up to a trophy value of 4. She's probably going to need to spend some time healing on her next turn, assuming we have a next turn the way things are going. Our replacement adventure is recruiting aid. Wow, this is going to be a tough one. 3 investigation, then 6, then 9. Clearing it gets you 2 allies. Failing loses you a sanity. That'll bring us to 3 o'clock to Wendy, who's now joining the party. Wendy, what is she doing? You spend a sanity to turn a die showing a terror to a result of her choice. Well, it's almost a rite of passage to send these investigators in to stay away from the windows, so... Wendy, it's your turn. Oh, I forgot to give her starting item. She gets a clue and a unique item. So let's see what she gets for a unique item. Alien statue to give her the plus red die. So let's start with the dice that we've got here before I look at using that. Let's see. Well, we can turn a terror result, right? Yes. So we'll spend a sanity to turn this terror into a skull. Oop, there we go. And then we'll use that to clear that task out. And that's once per turn per roll. Once per roll during her turn. All right, so now we're rolling. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. Wendy clears it on her first try, and that gets us 2 Elder Signs. That'll bring us up to 6. As much as I fear the dark places among the exhibits, I fear the pools of pale moonlight even more. I have learned all too well to stay away from the ornate windows throughout the museum. We'll pull those back down. Wendy will go back to the chapel. No, that's chapel, the first aid station. That'll become a trophy value of 2 for Wendy, and we need a new adventure. Something is broken free. Terror, you immediately fail this adventure. Peril, but a monster can go there, and 2 terror. Succeeding spawns a monster, gives you a clue, a spell, and a unique item. Failing loses you a health. Yikes. Alright, that is 9 o'clock to Carolyn. Let's send her... Well, we've already used... She's at 1 single solitary health. I don't want her somewhere where she can lose health. So I think she's going to stay right where she is at writing on the wall. And then we've got nothing to help her with that. All right, so we are rolling dice. Let's see, lore, peril, and 5 investigation. That'll do nice. That'll do nicely. 3, 5, and our peril. All right, so that gets her a spell, which will, well, we'll resolve everything first. So that gets Carolyn a spell, which is a flesh ward to let her lock a die. A common item, which will end up being the 45 automatic to give her the plus yellow die. An otherworld adventure, which is Lost Carcosa. Trophy value of 2, 5 investigation, but a monster can go there. 3 terror. Succeeding gives her gives us 2 elder signs, a clue, and a spell. Failing loses 3 sanity. To say nothing of the putting the trophy back in the box, or not the trophy, the adventure back in the box due to Yog-Sothoth. The words rewrote in my past, where I had succeeded. They told of my failure and my sudden disappearance. Delightful. Alright, so Carolyn moves over to the first aid station. The adventure will move over to Carolyn. We still have a monster to pull out, which can go on the new adventure, but let's see what we get first. Lingering Curse. Terror, lose sanity and stamina until you have 1 of each remaining. It's a trophy value of 4. 3 investigation, then 2 lore, and a peril. And then our monster, we've got 2 places for it. Star Vampire. 3 separate instances of 3 investigation. And a trophy value of 3. We'll put that over something as broken free. The Star Vampire is what's broken free. Alright, so that'll be 9 o'clock. Over to Gloria. What does she have? She's got a whiskey, astral travel, and the powder of Ibn Ghazi. Does she have a clue? She has 2. So I think Gloria is going to go for Lost Carcosa. She's probably our best chance to clear that, especially since she's got the red and yellow dice for free, along with a couple of rerolls. So let's start off and see what our first roll is. Alrighty then. Let's go with the 3. Let's go with the 3 green and the 2. The reason I'm not using the 4 on the red die is because that one's got a wild symbol on it. So I'd rather be able to use that for a potential second hit on our terror result. Okay, well, let's spend a clue for a reroll. I did see a green terror in there, so I'll put that to the side and reroll everything else. That's gross, so we'll use the other clue for another reroll. We're probably going to end up focusing that green terror. Or we'll roll it naturally. So that'll give me 3 clues. That'll give me the 3 terror that I need, that we need to clear this adventure. Which will give her 1 of the clues back that she spent. A spell. which thankfully we didn't need. Alchemical process card is a trophy value of 5. Nice. And 2 Elder Signs, which brings us up to 8. Songs that the Hyades shall sing, where flap the tatters of the king, must die unheard in dim Carcosa. Well, fortunately, Gloria didn't die unheard in dim Carcosa. Because I can guarantee you that could have gone a whole hell of a lot worse. We are at 8 Elder Signs, though, to 7 Doom on Yog-Sothoth. But we are headed into midnight. I don't think we have any at midnights we need to worry about. We do not. So we're drawing a Mythos card. Add 1 Doom token to the Doom track. Stars Align, which puts out another monster to bring madness. All adventure cards have an additional sanity penalty today. And we have a Warlock, which locks the red die, but lets us use either Terror or Peril as adventures. Let's put that on. Where do I want to put that? Somewhere somebody is probably going to. Morning, Jorge. Welcome in. You're just in time to watch us try to somehow salvage a mess that this game has been. We're going to need to clear that pronto. We don't have anything that can spawn another world adventure. We've also got a lot of adventures that are going to eat a lot of dice. So we are in a world of hurt here. Yeah, let's put that on. We've also got some nasty terror effects out there. So let's put that on. Let's put that on loading docks, because I think that makes that adventure the least impossible of the bunch. Because if I put it anywhere else, that requires me to take 6 dice, whereas this recruiting 8 adventure already requires 6 dice, as potentially what does something as broken free. So that's what we're going to go with this morning. That's what we're going to go with here, is we're looking at salvaging a mess on our hands. We are over to Diana, who's got the bullwhip for a plus yellow die. I don't think I want to send her to clear the war. I don't think I want to send her to clear this out, because I'd rather have Wendy there. Actually, would I rather have Wendy there using her terror mitigation? Well, we do have clues that we could use to She does have a clue that she could use to re-roll. I can't send her up to the true history because she would just get defeated by sanity up there. Which she could take a phobia for that, but we're still going to be in a lot of trouble. Plus, we have 8 Doom on Yog-Sothoth. 9 is going to be a Doom, and 10 is going to wake him up. And we can't fight. We can't take that attack for very long. So, I think we are going to have to chase. Yeah, we're going to need that red die. I'm pretty sure we're going to need that red die unlocked. So I will bite the bullet and send Diana up to the loading dock. So let's see what our first roll is here. We need a skull. We need a peril or a peril and 3 investigation. Our 1 saving grace on this one is that this adventure is not an ordered task. So we should be able to hopefully clear this. But let's see what Diana does with her rolls. Total bubkiss. Well, we'll use a clue here. Keep the 3 investigation and re-roll everything else. Give me a break. Alright, discard the 2, focus the 3 on Diana. Then I'll toss the bullwhip to give her the yellow die. And we'll see if we can make something happen here. Oop. Did not mean to roll the Warlock, but I completely forgot I had the Warlock. Fortunately, though, I have a Skull and a 3 I can use. I think that was a 3 as well. I think that was actually a 3 when I focused it. But I can't really back up now to check it. So we're gonna say it was a 3. We'll give this a re-roll. Let's see, we do have the 2 skulls we need to defeat the Warlock, so I think we're going to do that. That way I've got 2 shots to roll another single skull. Which that is not. This needs to be a skull, or we fail, so of course we fail. And that's actually, it's like, if I would have remembered, I would have had Carolyn use her psychology on Diana, so I'm going to rule that I did. Oh, we focused the 3 on Diana. That's what I did. That was a discarded die. So I would have used the focused 3 on Diana. So, okay. So, never mind. I did use the focused... I would have used the focused 3. So, Diana lost 1 and 1. But the Warlock, for a mercy, is at least defeated. Return this marker to the cup and gain 2 clue tokens. Okay. So Diana gets 2 clue tokens as we're trying to salvage a disaster here. And then that is 3 o'clock to Wendy. Well, I think we'll send Wendy up to go after Wicked Old Man. We'll see what she can do here. She's got the alien statue that I can toss for a red die if I need it later. So how's everybody's Sunday going? Hopefully better than mine here in Elder Sign, but let's see what Wendy's doing here. Alright, so the terror effect is to lose 1 and 1. Fortunately, I've got the 3 and the terror here, so I don't have to deal with the terror effect on this one. I've got 2 shots to roll what I need, and if I roll double terror, I've got mitigation. Because I need one of the terrors. Actually, does that just clear it? That just clears it naturally, so very nicely done, Wendy. That will be the lore. The 1 investigation. And the terror, which gives Miss Wendy 2 clues. And this will be our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th Elder Sign. The glint in the old man's eye was inexplicably unsettling, and he gave out a soft chuckle as I nervously walked by. Alright, so Wendy comes back. She gets that as a trophy value of 3. And then we need a new adventure. Lights out. Another ordered adventure. We need 3 investigation, then 2 peril, then 2 lore. Succeeding gets us an elder sign and a spell. Failing loses us 2 health and advances doom by 1. Which we can't afford to be advancing doom here a lot. So we're 9 o'clock to Carolyn. What is Carolyn doing here? Does she have enough sanity to survive the true history? Yes, she does. She's got some rolls as well. Actually, we do have the enchanted arrow, so I do have to keep an eye on that. We could use something as broken free, potentially. But I think we'll send Carolyn up to the true history. So let's see what we're doing here. We'll start with Carolyn's rolls. Let's see, we have the... I hate doing this on 3 dice, but I think we have to. So 3 investigation. And Carolyn loses sanity, which brings her down to 3. Then she's got the 45 automatic, which I'll toss for the yellow die. And then Carolyn needs 2 lore and lose a sanity. Which that is not, so I will toss the skull. Give me a break. I believe that's an investigation, or a lore face. Let me flip that, yep, okay. So we'll discard that green die, and then we're rolling. And failing. Delightful. So that puts another Doom on Yog-Sothoth, which brings us up to 9 and puts a monster out. We'll shuffle that up. And the wolf pack's back again. Is there a spot for that to go? No. Let's put... Ugh. Where do we put this that isn't going to turn an adventure just impossible? Probably the loading dock. Great. Well, we're 9 o'clock to Gloria, and the very real possibility Yog-Sothoth is going to wake up here. Well, let's go to... Or do we just have Gloria pass a turn here to try to get us some firepower, because we are going to have to get ready. Chapel's closed. I got to keep that in mind. I was going to go over to the chapel and get somebody blessed heading into the final battle, but that's not going to fly here. Let's go over to the souvenir shop and try to get some firepower. Let's spend her alchemical process of 5 trophies, which I'm going to assume I can break. I'm going to rule I can break up. I don't know if I can or not, but I'm going to, because I need help with this. Unique and a common item for Gloria. Gloria gets the healing stone. Before rolling, discard to fully restore your sanity and stamina. And Winter Gear gives her the yellow die, even if it's locked. Yep. Alright, so that's over to Gloria. And we are at midnight. No midnight effects. Nope, we've kept the most dangerous midnights at bay, so let's see what happens on the Mythos card. Yep, that'll wake Yog-Sothoth up. Add 1 Doom token to the Doom track to bring forth horrors, except there's no horror, and Jester, you're just in time to see Yog-Sothoth wake up on us. Great. So now we have to look at the attack. When Yog-Sothoth investigates, each investigator must either discard 1 trophy or be devoured. So who's screwed? Is anybody just screwed by that attack? Let's see. Diana, Wendy, Carolyn. Gloria is probably the most covered by that. So now that's where the battle task on the left side of Yog-Sothoth's card is going to come into play. So we'll zoom in on this for a second. So now we have to be able to roll 3 investigation, then 2 lore in 1 shot. So I think we are going to try to fight this thing, although we're not very well equipped for it. Diana's got Actually, can we even use... I don't think we can use clues. Yes, Jester, I lost every mission for Christmas in Arkham this year. It was not a good campaign. Actually, neither of the last 2 years have been good campaigns, because we got trounced. Oop, whoa, that sent some of Gloria's stuff flying. So yes, well, we haven't lost this one yet, but I don't like our odds of being able to pull it out of the fire. So now I want to see about the final battle against the Ancient One. Let's see. Quests, items, yada, yada, yada. Being devoured, additional rules. Monsters. Awakening the Ancient One. Here we go. Let's see. So, after placing the Doom, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So we go attack and clock phase. So we can't focus dice or request assistance, but we can use everything else. And we're going to use the epic battle deck for this one. So this is from Grave Consequences. If you've played Arkham 2nd Edition using the epic battle, this is basically the same idea. So essentially everybody is going to... Actually, we're going to bring the epic battle deck up. Sorry to hear that, but it makes it more fun that way. Yeah. For next time, trying to get some revenge. That's the hope, anyway. Let's see. So everybody's going to move up to Yog-Sothoth now. Let's do it like so. Diana, Wendy. Yog-Sothoth racked up quite the body count this year, too. He also took an investigator out in every game of the campaign this year. Wendy and Carolyn. All right. So now we're flipping over the first card. Luck is on our side. Until midnight, each investigator gains the yellow die when attacking. Then the Ancient One attacks as normal. So everybody's got the yellow die for free. And Diana's got clues for rerolls, so we'll start off with Diana. I'm just going to make a note here. Battle task takes 3 investigation and 2 lore. Again, if you're just stopping by, Jester, I'm using the chat. Anything that's from me in the chat is for notes of things I need to remember during the game. So, let's go ahead and get Diana's first roll up. Let's see, that is 3 investigation and 2 lore is what we need. So we'll spend a clue to put an investigation and a lore aside, and we'll re-roll these. We'll spend the other clue. Oop. Discard a 3, and then we're re-rolling everything else. Well, it's an obscene amount of dice to use for it, but 3 investigation, and 2 lore will work to take a Doom token off of Yog-Sothoth. Unfortunately, that will clear everything else out, so that'll be the end of Diana's turn. Which means we'll go 6 o'clock to Wendy. She can still use her terror mitigation, presumably. So we still have that available to us. But let's see what we're rolling here. Well, we've got clues for rerolls, so we'll start there. Actually, I could have put the terrors to the side, but... well, that actually kind of works. So this is a once per turn. So we'll spend a sanity to turn... actually, yeah, we need the... we'll use the terror to turn that to a lore. And then those 3 will take a Doom token off of Yog-Sothoth, which will bring us down to 8. And then we're rolling again. Okay, and then since this is a new roll, Wendy will get to do that again. So she'll go down to 4 sanity this time to turn this terror into a 2. We might as well, and that'll take another Doom off of Yog-Sothoth, bringing us down to 7. Then we advance the clock to 9 o'clock, over to Carolyn. She gets the yellow die. And at the start of her turn, we will... where are we going to heal a sanity for? Diana's about to bite the dust anyway. Wendy is probably our best chance to defeat Yog. So I'll have Carolyn heal Wendy for a sanity. Yep, we'll do that. Alright, so Carolyn's rolling. Now we're getting all the hits. So that's 3 investigation and 2 lore to take another Doom token off of Yog-Sothoth, bringing us down to 6 Doom. And we're rolling again. Carolyn unfortunately doesn't have any mitigation. She can secure a die, though. We'll see what happens here. Well, there's a 3. We'll discard the... she doesn't have a clue to use, does she? No. So she'll discard the 2, and then we're rolling again. And that would have been a great roll for Wendy, but Carolyn's all done. So Gloria now gets the yellow die. We are down to 6 Doom on Yog-Sothoth, surprisingly. I could toss the Powder of Ibn Ghazi here, but I think I'm going to hold off on that for the time being. I'll probably need that later. But let's see what happens here. She's got a clue, which she'll use for a reroll. I'll put the 3 green aside, and we'll reroll everything else. All right, that'll work. That'll take another Doom token off of Yog-Sothoth, bringing us down to 5. And we're rolling again. Discarding a die, and then we'll roll again. Nope. All right, that was not a bad round, all things considered. All right, so we are at midnight. Yog-Sothoth attacks. Each investigator has to discard a trophy, which Carolyn can do, which actually everybody can do. I think everybody's got... Nope, Wendy's got it. There we go. I was trying to get an adventure out of the way. And Diana's got an adventure as well she can discard. Alright, so everybody survived Yog-Sothoth's attack that time. Next card up. Investigator's attack is normal. Then the Ancient One, each investigator discards a spell. Then the Ancient One attacks as normal. Alright, so we're down to Diana now. She's got to roll this straight. 6 green dice. And nothing. Discarding, and we're re-rolling. Nothing again. And we're re-rolling. Wow. Nothing, and re-rolling again. If that was a 3, Diana would have been able to get something, but nope. Diana can't do anything with it. 6 o'clock to Wendy. We've got clues that we can use. We'll save those for later if we can, but let's see what happens first. Let's spend a clue. I'm going to pull the lore and the terror to the side. The reason I'm pulling the terror is because I can spend a sanity to change that to any result I need. So let's see what Wendy can roll on the other 4. We'll take a 3 and then spend a sanity to turn this into another lore. And that'll take another Doom token off of Yog-Sothoth's track, bringing us down to 4. And we're rolling. Okay, we'll spend a clue. Keep the lore, and we'll reroll these. We've got 2 good hits, which we hit one of them. We hit one of them twice, but that wasn't what we wanted to see. So we're all done there. 9 o'clock to Carolyn. So she's got to roll this straight as well. I have a feeling Wendy's going to be the MVP of this battle, but we'll see. Okay. Well, Carolyn is going to discard a 1. She'll lock a 3 on... I said she'll lock a 3 on her card, on her Flesh Ward, and then we're rolling. There's the 2 lore, so we can use that to take another Doom token off Yog-Sothoth. Flesh Ward is gone, and that once we get this discarded, that will put Yog-Sothoth down to 3 Doom. And let's see what Gloria is doing here, as it's 9 o'clock to Gloria. Do we want to start off discarding anything right away? I think... Well, we're probably going to use Astral Travel, since we'll be discarding spells anyway on this attack. So, let's see what happens on the roll here. Then I'll determine if I'm using any of the special dice. Let's discard a 1. Then I will discard the winter gear, which we're probably going to need in the real world to gain the yellow die. And Gloria's rolling again. Excuse me. Discard a 2, and we'll roll again. Discard a terror, and we're rolling again. Discarding the terror and rolling again. And failing. Okay. End of the turn. We discard the spell, and then the Ancient One attacks as normal. Which, fortunately, everyone can survive that again. So Diana discards her adventure trophy. Wendy discards her last trophy. We've got to be able... If Wendy's going to be useful here, she's got to be useful now. And Gloria discards another monster trophy. Alright, and then drawing our next epic battle card, which I brought all the way up here. Alright. Yikes. The calm before the storm. Investigators attack as normal, then each investigator regains 1 and 1. Then the Ancient One attacks twice. Yowza. So he's taking out everybody but Gloria on this attack. So we've got to go for it here. Diana is up first. Unfortunately, she's got nothing for this. So let's roll. Gross. And we're rolling. Alright, it's an ugly roll, but we've got to take it. Which will bring Yog-Sothoth down to 2 doom. Now, if Wendy can take 2 doom... Actually, if Wendy takes 2 doom off here, we win. But if she gets 1 off, Gloria's going to have the red die at this. Wendy's got enough sanity that I can use Blessed Child twice. So let's see what we're doing here. Let's see. Perfect. So we'll take a 3 allure, and we'll spend a sanity on Wendy to turn this terror into allure, and we'll take a doom token off of Yog-Sothoth. Wendy, let's have this. So we've essentially got 3 hits here. Actually, just to give us an even better chance, we are going to toss the alien statue here to give Wendy the red die. So let's see if Wendy can be the heroine and help us salvage a disaster in Christmas in Arkham. So here's the roll. Nope, we can't do anything with that, so we'll discard the green die, and then we're going to roll again. Come on, Wendy, let's have this roll. No. That's unfortunate, and it's 9 o'clock over to Carolyn. We need 1 more success, either Carolyn or Gloria. Let's have this, please, ladies. Well, that'll do it. 3, lore, and lore. That will take the last doom token off of Yog-Sothoth, and somehow, don't ask me how, because the answer will be, I don't know, but we have managed to salvage this disaster of Christmas in Arkham, and we at least won Elder Sign against Yog-Sothoth. But man, did he not make it easy on us at all. So that'll do it for this playthrough of Elder Sign in a 2-1 score, and a Christmas in Arkham score of 2-1, Yog-Sothoth winning. But before we wrap up this stream, of course, you guys know the drill. At the end of the first stream of the month, we are going into the Advent calendar. So now we are looking for the entry for the 15th of the month, which is right up here. So let's crack this open and see what kind of die we get this time. And we've got... I do not like this set at all. That was crazy. Can't believe I got him when he awoke. Yeah, I know, right? The way I was rolling, I figured Yog-Sothoth was going to run over us and nothing flat. But somehow we managed to salvage that disaster. But coming back to our die coming out of the Advent calendar, we've got the purple and green die. And as you can see against the green screen, it's the green part is showing up as black. But take my word for it, it is green. When we get into the game room for a stream later this afternoon, I'll actually show you what the die really looks like. But it's another one where the special symbol here is a 6. And then, of course, it flips into a 1. So, yeah, like I said, I'll show you what that die actually looks like when we get into the game room and I don't have the green screen behind me. So that'll do it for this playthrough of Elder Sign. Later this afternoon, we're going to be playing Twilight Inscription from Fantasy Flight. And later tonight, I may have another special project that I unveil on the channel. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.